Alright, welcome back, friends. Good to have you. And let's open, as always, with an invocation to the lineage of gurus. Divine Mother, Heavenly Father, dearest friend, beloved God, great masters of self-realization, Jesus Christ, Babaji Krishna, Lahiri Mahashai, Swami Sri Yukteswar, beloved Guru Paramhansa Yogananda ji, great saints and sages of all traditions, I humbly invoke your presence. Guide us in meditation tonight and allow us to concentrate. Awaken your love in me, Divine Mother, and teach me to awaken that love in all. Om Shanti Shanti. An ideal mindset to come to meditation is to come with a quality of love. A quality of love and not fear. As love helps to create a magnetic field between us and the divine, allowing us to become greater and greater channels of divine love. But fear severs that connection. And it can be difficult during times like this in a pandemic and with all that's going on in the civil unrest and politics and conspiracies and all of the things that get us worried and afraid. It can be difficult to come to meditation with a feeling of love. But in meditation, we practice feeling love. And with this meditation, we'll be walking through concentration, stilling the mind, and then eventually dropping the techniques and then opening our hearts to be able to feel love. It's a feeling, it's not something that can be seen or intellectualized. It's a feeling. And we get used to feeling peace, feeling calmness, leading us into feeling love and joy. And the more we get used to feeling love and joy, the more easily we can invoke it. So, in the same way that a hero embarks on a journey and may have fear in his heart when he begins, so we may begin our meditation tonight with fear in our hearts, uncertainty of the world. But we can embark on this journey as a hero with the fear in his heart, but overcoming that fear and deciding to go on the journey anyway. So with determination and courage, let's begin our meditation tonight and opening ourselves to feeling and offering our love to the divine source that exists within us. So we'll begin with a breathing exercise. It's a simple breathing exercise where we'll take a double inhalation in, tensing, vibrate all of the muscles in the body, and then we'll exhale with a double exhalation, relaxing and releasing all of the tension in the body. And when you double inhale and tense, imagine cosmic energy pouring into your body and filling your body with light. And then as you exhale, with a forcing the breath out, feel it, all of that energy dissolve, all of the tension in your body. And we'll also be using a technique called Hong-Sau, where we'll be on the inhale, you silently, mentally chant Hong. On the exhale, Saw. And then at some point I'll also guide you to use your right index finger, curling it toward you on the inhalation and away from you on the exhalation. So let's sit with our backs up in a straight line. Head is parallel to the ground. The palms are turned upwards at the junction of the leg and the torso. And let's begin with a prayer. You can put your hands together in front of your heart and repeat out loud after me. Father Divine,
Father Divine,
this is my prayer.
this is my prayer.
I care not what I may permanently possess,
I care not what I may permanently possess,
but give me the power
but give me the power
to acquire at will
to acquire at will
whatever I may daily need.
whatever I may daily need.
O Father,
O Father,
Mother,
Mother,
Friend,
Friend,
beloved God,
beloved God,
I will reason,
I will reason,
I will,
I will,
I will act,
I will act,
but guide thou my reason,
but guide thou my reason,
will and activity
will and activity,
to the right thing that I should do.
to the right thing that I should do.
Om. Peace. Amen. So sitting up straight, let's begin with the double inhale and tensing the body. So take a deep breath in and all the way out. Now double inhale and tense. Low, medium, high tension, vibrating. Exhale, dissolve. Feel. Inhale and tense. Low, medium, high tension. Exhale, relax. Feel, dissolve. Inhale and tense. Exhale, relax. Feel, relax, dissolve. And now, let's do some rounds of measured breathing where we'll inhale to a count of 8, hold to a count of 8, and exhale to a count of 8. So take a deep breath in and all the way out. Now inhaling slowly. Hold. Exhale. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. And now breathing normally. And now begin to visualize the familiar things of your life. Your own body, your loved ones, the things you own, the earth, the trees, the sky. See them all as transparent and dreamlike. Everything is insubstantial, with no lasting reality of its own. See it all dissolving into the infinite. Nothing remains now, only your true essence, without a body, without thoughts or moods. Without personality or desires. Nothing except your own essence, which has no cause, which is infinite, eternal, and untouched by the dream realities of this life. This is that part of you that is a child of God. Remain in this divine wakefulness without thoughts or emotions, with your heart open and receptive to the perfect wisdom of God. And now repeat inwardly this affirmation by Paramhansa Yogananda. Thou art wisdom, and thou dost know the cause and end of all things. I am thy child. I want to know life's true mystery, life's true joyous duty. Thy wisdom in me shall show all things that thou dost know, that thou dost know. And remaining in this state of divine wakefulness, begin to notice the breath. Feel the breath in your nose. Perhaps you feel it in your nostrils or a bit higher. Become the observer and just feel the breath. Feeling the breath a bit cool on the inhale, and with sensitivity in your awareness, you may feel it a bit warm on the exhalation. Letting the breath come and go on its own. Watching the breath as you would watch waves on the seashore, coming and going naturally. And as you become more and more relaxed, begin to feel the sensation of the breath move upwards. If you felt it in the nostrils, feel that now move up to the bridge of the nose, where the nose meets the skull. Feel the breath coming and going through that area. And as you become more and more relaxed, watching the breath come and go, we are awareness. And Ram Dass tells us that awareness is a little like a flashlight. You can point it on this or on that. You can never point it on itself. Point the awareness on the breath, feeling the breath a bit cool on the inhalation and a bit warm on the exhalation. And with all of your focus on that feeling, move the sensation up again now, just slightly, to the point between the eyebrows, the spiritual eye. Feel now that you are breathing in and out through this point. And lift your gaze so that you are piercing the darkness of the veil behind closed eyes, looking into the infinite through that point, and feeling the breath coming and going. Feeling it a bit cool on the inhale, warm on the exhale. And now let's add the mantra Hong-Sau. Mentally chanting Hong on the inhale and Sa on the exhale. Continuing to feel the breath, the point between the eyebrows with the gaze uplifted. And now let's also add the right index finger. Simply curling it toward you on the inhalation and then away from you on the exhalation. Mentally chanting Hong-Sau. Feeling the breath at the point between the eyebrows with the gaze uplifted. Nothing else to do. Only focusing on the technique. With determination, we can say, I can and I will focus. And find moments of peace and calmness, free from language. So let's meditate now together. If you find the mind has drifted, simply return to the mantra. Return to the feeling of the breath at the point between the eyebrows. Gaze uplifted, cool on the inhale, warm on the exhale. Nothing else to worry about, nothing else to do. We've carved out this time together. Over and over, returning to the mantra, returning to the feeling of the breath. Gaze uplifted at the point between the eyebrows. These elements of the technique are like candy for the mind. We use these elements, the mind becomes occupied by the technique, allowing our awareness to expand, stilling the mind and allowing for superconscious awareness when we're not distracted by incoming thoughts. So with all of your determination, and with an eagerness, a stillness, and a calmness, focus on the mantra, the feeling of the breath at the point between the eyebrows, the gaze uplifted, and focus. And enjoying these moments between thoughts. Yogananda tells us that Hong-Sau is a powerful technique for developing concentration, and that with concentration we may heal our minds. So as you concentrate, feel your mind healing. Feel your mind becoming more harmonious. And now let's focus with all of our awareness and attention on the technique for 30 seconds. And now letting go of the focus on the breath, letting go of the mantra, letting go of the right index finger. Take a deep breath in as if you're breathing in through your heart. Feel that energy in your heart. Feel it rising, feeling moving up through your throat, up to the medulla, the base of the skull, curving forward to the spiritual eye, looking out through that point. 3 exhales, relax. Breathing normally, keeping your gaze uplifted at the point between the eyebrows. Now begin to feel an energy in your heart. And as you meditate on the heart, think of the heart as a lotus. Its petals like rays of energy turned upwards toward the brain. Visualize each petal as a specific aspect of your feelings. Love, aspiration, enthusiasm, longing, tenderness, fiery devotion, self-dedication, and renunciation of lesser goals in life. Direct all of these aspects upwards towards superconsciousness. And visualize now the mud out of which the lotus grows as it lifts itself high into the air to absorb the sunlight. The lotus looks upward, away from the mud of its origins, yet it cannot deny those origins lest it die. Think of it sustained by them, turned away not in contempt, but gratefully in its aspiration towards higher realities. Do not mentally reject what you have been in the past. See God's presence there also, in the mud of your human origins. See God rising through long, arduous effort to reclaim himself in the great self, God in the sunlight, God as the eternally shining, ever blissful sun. And feeling this energy in the spine, this energy in the heart, and feeling that energy moving up through the throat to the medulla, curving towards the spiritual eye, gazing into the infinite through the spiritual eye, putting all of the awareness there. Yogananda tells us that this point between the eyebrows is like a mental microphone where our human self can communicate with our higher self. So undistracted, with eagerness and with love in your heart, the gaze uplifted at the point between the eyebrows, call out from that point, reveal thyself, reveal thyself. And as you call out, undistracted, the gaze uplifted at the point between the eyebrows, if we really do it with our full heart, we can expect to receive an answer. This is how humans communicate with the divine. So now begin to feel in your heart center. Begin to notice a feeling there, which is a feeling of peace. Perhaps you can sense the peace in the room that you're in, the peace of the space around your body. Perhaps you can notice that you're listening. And you'll notice just how much more here you are now than when we began our meditation. And begin to feel this peaceful sensation in your heart center. Feel it begin to grow. Feel it expanding, rippling out from your heart, and beginning to fill your whole body with this peaceful vibration. Enjoying this feeling of peace, feeling it as communication with the divine, communication with your true self. It's only when the self is confused with the body, mind, and senses that this world is a place to be feared. But as we tune ourselves to the higher self, we feel peace that passes all understanding. Feeling that peaceful energy and enjoying this communication with gratitude. Feeling this energy in the heart, feeling it move up through your throat, up to the medulla, curving around to the spiritual eye, gazing into the infinite through that point. And joyfully making contact, undistracted with your higher self, calling out, reveal thyself, reveal thyself, completing the circuit. Yogananda tells us that God's love is always flowing to us. It is with our love that we must complete the circuit. So offering your love to yourself at the point between the eyebrows, calling out, reveal thyself, reveal thyself, knowing and expecting that you will receive an answer in your heart. And as you feel you've made that connection, calling out, offering your love, reveal thyself, reveal thyself, completing this circuit and feeling sensation in your heart. Notice this feeling of calmness in your heart. Calmness is different from peace in that it is dynamic. We can invoke and summon a sense of calmness no matter what is going on in the world around us. We are eternal, infinite beings. And Yogananda tells us that calmness is invincibility. Invoking calmness in our meditation allows us to practice, to become more calm. And then once we gain practice in meditation, we can invoke this calmness in our daily lives. Feeling stressed, feeling frustrated, we recall, we remember, we invoke this sense of calmness, and it returns to us. It is with us always. So begin to feel a sense of well-being and calmness, knowing that nothing can hurt you. You are not the body. You don't die. Feeling this sense of calmness in your heart, feeling it rippling out of your heart and spilling out into your body and filling your cells with this calm sense of well-being. Sense that you know that you are taken care of. That it is the Divine Mother who is in control of this world, of this planet, not us. We don't need to reform the world, we only need to reform ourselves. So feeling this calmness within, feeling it spreading and rippling through every cell in our body, and then coming back and gathering in the heart. Feeling that energy moving upwards through the throat, up to the medulla, around to the spiritual eye, gazing out into the infinite through that point, calling out, reveal thyself, reveal thyself. Feeling sensation in your heart. With your gaze uplifted at the point between the eyebrows, offer now your whole being to the Divine Mother, the dearest friend, the Heavenly Father, the Beloved, our true self, offering this love, because our true self, the Divine Source, is love. And we were created and manifest so that we can experience love. When one is in love, it wants to share that love with others. So as we share our love with our true self, we are completing the circuit, and we're doing what we were meant and made to do. It's our true highest purpose. Learn to love ourself, our highest self, more than we love the pleasures of this world and more than we fear the challenges. So offering our love and gratitude and trust Feel the heart begin to open, tuning your heart to receive love. Our heart is like a receiver, and the spiritual eye is the broadcasting station. In this way we complete the circuit of love, and we begin to feel love in our hearts. And the more we practice, we become greater and greater channels for love. And we begin to emanate love into this world of darkness. We begin to find our true purpose, our true callings, and the way that we can truly help. But we can't do that through fear, only through love. So we begin to feel this love connection. And feel it expanding and growing and enjoying this love. The oneness of the universe is love. So as you feel this loving energy rippling out from your heart, growing and expanding, rippling out into your arms and into your hands, and up through your throat, feeling your whole skull tingling, vibrating with loving, healing energy. And begin to feel a smile spreading across your forehead, a smile spreading across your lips, and the smile spreading across your heart. Feeling of sensation, a state of true bliss, of joy. Not dependent on an outside occurrence or physical sensation. Simply tuning into the bliss that exists all around us. We are meant to exist within this sense of bliss as a soul, riding through lifetimes in these bodies. Enjoying this feeling of bliss as a soul that is untouched by all of the darkness in this world. Feeling a happy sensation and bathing in this joyful, peaceful energy, feeling of well-being. Feeling this energy rippling out from your heart, out into your arms, and filling your whole body. Every fiber of your being is tingling with blissful, loving energy. You feel that your body and your mind are being healed because they are. And now as you enjoy this peaceful, loving, joyful energy, call to mind anyone you know who may be in need of healing energy, whether it be physical, mental, or spiritual healing. See that person, or perhaps multiple, in your mind, and say their name or their names in your mind as you see them now. And now begin to feel a sense of well-being within you and for them. And begin to see them becoming filled with this white light healing energy. Feeling their suffering being dissipated, and feeling it within yourself, feeling this tension or weight or energy that's bottled up within you. Feel it being released. Feel it as their suffering being released. See them joyful and free, moving past the suffering. And now let's say a prayer to send this healing energy out into the entire planet and out into the universe and as far as we can imagine. The outside world that we experience is a reflection of the inside world. So as we harmonize ourselves, our true selves within, that manifests itself in the world around us. So as we send out this healing energy, feel your entire being harmonizing the energy of the planet, and feel a white light healing energy coming out of your heart and out through your fingertips as we chant Om together 3 times after the prayer. We'll also be rubbing the hands together to create a warm energy and then sending it out with the Om. So putting the hands together in front of the heart, taking in a deep breath, and exhaling. And now repeating after me. Divine Mother,
Divine Mother,
Thou art omnipresent.
Thou art omnipresent.
Thou art in all Thy children.
Thou art in all Thy children.
Manifest Thy healing presence
Manifest Thy healing presence
in all bodies, minds, and souls. Rubbing the hands together, feeling that warmness in the hands, that energy being created there. Taking in a deep breath. And we'll be sending this energy out from the heart, out through the hands. Peace. Amen. And now I'd like to close our session with a reading from the Katha Upanishad, which is narrated by the Lord of Death, Yama. And these are words to a teenage boy named Nachiketa, who purposefully travels to the land of death in meditation to meet Yama, to confront him and to ask him for the secrets to overcoming death. In this life, everything that we strive for, all of the material earnings, everything that we gain, dies when we die. What's the point? Why do we just keep coming over and over? There must be a way to go beyond death. And Yama was so impressed with the boy that he gave him 3 boons, and he gave him his wish to know the secrets to overcoming death. And these words are Yama's spoon to Nachiketa. In the secret cave of the heart, two are seated by life's fountain. The separate ego drinks the sweet and bitter stuff, liking the sweet and disliking the bitter, while the Supreme Self drinks of the sweet and bitter, neither liking this nor disliking that. The ego gropes in darkness, while the self lives in light. So declare the illumined sages and the householders who worship the sacred fire in the name of the Lord. May we light the fire of Nachiketa that burns out the ego and enables us to pass from fearful fragmentation into fearless fullness in the changeless whole. Know the self as Lord of the chariot, the body as the chariot itself, the discriminating intellect as charioteer, and the mind as reins. The senses say the wise are the horses, and selfish desires are the roads they travel. When the self is confused with the body, mind, and senses they point out, it seems to enjoy pleasure and suffer sorrow. When a person lacks discrimination and his mind is undisciplined, his senses run hither and thither like wild horses, but they obey the rein like trained horses when a person has discrimination and the mind is one-pointed. Those who lack discrimination, with little control over their thoughts and far from pure, reach not the pure state of immortality, but wander from death to death. While those who have discrimination, with a still mind and a pure heart, they will reach journey's end, never again to fall into the jaws of death. With a discriminating intellect as charioteer and a well-trained mind as reins, they attain the supreme goal of life, to be united with the Lord of love. The senses derive from objects of sense perception, sense objects from mind, mind from intellect, and intellect from ego. Ego from undifferentiated consciousness, and consciousness from Brahman. Brahman is the first cause and the last refuge. Brahman, the hidden self in everyone, does not shine forth. He is revealed only to those who keep their minds one-pointed on the Lord of love, and thus develop a superconscious manner of knowing. Meditation empowers them to go deeper and deeper into consciousness, from the world of words to the world of thought, then beyond thoughts to wisdom in the self. Get up, wake up, Seek the guidance of an illumined teacher and realize the self. Sharp like a razor's edge is the path, the sages say, difficult to traverse. The Supreme Self is beyond name and form, beyond the senses, inexhaustible and without beginning and without end, beyond time, space, and causality, eternal, immutable. Those who realize the self are forever freed from the jaws of death. The wise who gain experiential knowledge of this timeless tale of Nachiketa, narrated by death, attain the glory of living in spiritual awareness. Those who, full of devotion, recite this supreme mystery at a spiritual gathering are fit for eternal life. They are indeed fit for eternal life. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. And that concludes our hour together. But if you have a moment, let's end this meditation with a round of eternal Om. And we can continue to harmonize our bodies and feeling this energy being lifted upwards and healing every cell in our body. And as we feel it heal ourselves, we can feel the world around us healing. And let's enter into a world that is more conscious, more loving, more peaceful than the one that was here when we sat down. Know that it changes, and know that those around you are all, imagine everyone on the planet feeling the sense of well-being as you chant, and knowing that that is happening. What would it be like when you return to the earth if you really believe that? Return to physical reality. So taking in a deep breath, the palms in front of the heart, and I'll end with Om. So taking in a deep breath. Joy to you.